Hey guys, Josue here. Basically, today's video is just to the guys or the girls out there who they keep on going to the gym. They perhaps go one, two, three times, four times a week, and they still end up making barely any progress or no progress at all. This is for the people who have just started recently in the gym, but they feel like they're not making no progress. As well, this is for the people who have maybe been going for months or years, and they feel like the progress is just slowed down. A lot of the things in this video are from my teachings, from the things that I've learned, from the mistakes I've made, right? I'm not a person who dives into the sciences of everything. I'm not a person who believes bro science all the way. I'm just a guy who goes through his lessons, goes through his life, tries to learn the most he can about everything, and then gives his teaching out to the world. This is the whole purpose of this channel, right? Thing number one I want to tell you is if you're not making or you're not building, in this case, the muscle, two reasons. You're either overtraining, you're not letting the muscle rest, or it leads us to the other factor. You're undertraining. I feel like overtraining is a mistake a lot of newbies make since they always have this hard mindset, maybe from people like David Goggins, which are pretty cool, right? But that hard mindset can fuck you up because you overtrain, you go to the gym maybe two, three times, right? Sometimes in a day. And then you do this for 6 days a week, right? You don't let yourself recover at all. You barely sleep because perhaps you have a job, perhaps you have school or some other things, right? And then you hit the gym a lot a week, a lot of times a week. This fucks you up. You don't rest, which ends up being the reason why your muscles don't grow. But there's another factor, undertraining. What is undertraining? Undertraining is when you don't push yourself hard enough. This can mean in two different ways: that you don't go often to the gym, or that when you do go to the gym, you're not trying your best. I like having this mindset that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So in this case, I mean that just by you pussying out in the gym, not trying your absolute best, that you're just not gonna try your absolute best in everything else in life. You wouldn't want that. Perhaps this is the reason why your relationships don't really work, why you're not really that great at school, why you don't have a good bond with your family. Because every time you go to do something, you don't give it your all. You just half-ass it. And people can see that. Even you can notice at the end of the night when you're gonna go to sleep, you realize that you just half-assed your whole day. You wouldn't want that, right? So first things first, understand that the less effort you give to something, the less of it is gonna grow. In this case, it's your muscles. How do we fix this whole undertraining thing, right? Well, it's pretty fucking simple. Push your sets to like literally the brink of fucking failure. If you're afraid of failure, either put some safety measures. I like always using Smith machines since they can make it a bit more a bit more safe. I also like having spotters. I still remember this one day I was in the gym. I was like benching, right? I was benching about for 6 reps. And I realized that if I wanted to push my last set to like the literally brink of failure, I was gonna need a spotter. Just for one more rep or two more reps. I ended up calling on the guy next to me. I wasn't afraid. I just told him, hey, you got a second to spot me? He didn't mind. He gladly went to spot me real quick. After I did my reps, I pushed and I pushed again. I got 2 more reps. Brink of fucking failure, people. The next day I was sore. I could not move. Soreness is an indicator of muscle growth, and I was fucking proud. That's how every day after you should feel. You should feel like grateful. You should feel happy that you pushed their last workout hard. Now, I understand you. There are some sets where I don't want to push that hard because I know I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna be in absolute pain the next day. But still, that's like the reward of like all this growth. You're gonna feel pain the next day, but you're gonna feel way much better like after the pain goes away. And that's fucking beautiful. That's amazing. Especially for legs, trust me, people, that's fucking terrible. Being sore the next day after leg day is just a pain you do not want to fucking imagine. Well, let's move on to the next thing. But just to summarize the last point, train hard, you're not going to be undertraining. By training hard, I just mean train heavy. You don't need to train for so many reps. Just train heavy. Train for like to the brink of failure and make sure that deep in your heart, you're putting in the work that you know you should be putting. You're not just under fucking cutting it. I think that's the word, right? The phrase that you're actually pushing it to your fucking best. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, you're just cheating yourself of the man or the woman who you can become. So this brings me to the next point, which is the lack of a proper workout plan. So let's just say you're training hard, right? But then comes Tuesday and you should be training chest, but you're training back. Comes Wednesday, you should still be training chest, but now you're training biceps. A lot of days goes by and you realize you've not trained chest or you've not trained legs. And this occurs for many weeks. And at the end of the month you realize you only train like legs or calves like 2 times in the whole month. That's the effect of a shitty workout plan. Because a good workout plan would have you training every muscle at least once or twice a week with the exercises you like, as well as you having a good time doing it. The whole point of like a workout is for you to have a good time, for you to push yourself to like literally failure. All those people who say when you're in the gym that's just there so you can like stress yourself out, be angry and shit, I feel like that's just like based off an insecurity or like something else is bad in their lives. I like going to the gym and I like literally just focusing on my set, being grateful. I just love all that shit. I push my set to the brink of failure still, but I don't have that mindset of like, oh, it's a fucking war out there. Like, I feel like that's kind of stupid to a certain point, honestly. But again, as I'm saying, have a workout plan. If you don't know how to create a workout plan, then just join my community. While it's still being built right now, I can just one-on-one message you and we can just go over a couple things and we can create a workout plan together. Or you can just follow these 3 like principles or so that I like having my workout plans around, which is my situation, how much time I have in a day, what's my goal, and third, what exercises do I like. If I don't like, let's say, decline bench press, then I take it off, I add something else. If I don't like, leg press, then I take it off and add something else, right? If I don't have, 1 hour to work out, I have 30 minutes, I create a workout for 30 minutes. If I don't have, let's say, if I don't like this exercise, I switch it around, right? Find a way to work around everything. If you truly wanted, you would. It's that simple. Now, this leads me to the last point, which I have here, and it's bad technique / form. Think about it. If you have bad form doing an exercise, you're not really going to build a muscle because that muscle is not being properly hit. Let's say you're doing bench press and you're doing incline bench press, but you have the bench a little bit too high up. You're hitting more of your front delts than your upper chest. This ends up fucking you up because you think you're building your upper chest, but in reality, you're just building your front delts. That's a mistake a lot of people make. They have the bench so high up that at the end, they don't even hit upper chest. They just hit their fucking front delts. Or perhaps this. When you're curling and you're like too lean back like this, right? And you're relying on your back muscles to help you curl. You're not hitting the biceps as much as you can. So you end up fucking yourself up. Let me see. Another one could be with the squats. Maybe you're squatting in a stance that ends up hitting your glutes more than your quads. That fucks you up. So I recommend this. Leave your ego at the door, lower the weight, and just figure out what form is gonna work best for you. If you're trying to go quads, do it this way. If you're trying to do this, then do it that way, right? A lot of the times the mistake people make is that they don't leave their ego at the door. They just take it with them. They load the bar up with a whole bunch of weight. They proceed to do 4 reps, which are decent, but they end up feeling nothing the next day. They don't end up feeling like the muscle wasn't even worked. And that's because you're not really hitting it. You're just putting your ego with you and you're just lifting weight, which you can handle, but you're not really working the muscle, right? Lower the weight, do the weight you actually can do while feeding the muscle, and then just keep on going until you increase the weight over and over again. It's that simple. Not just that, but also learn different techniques, learn different forms, be open, like have an open mind. Because a lot of the mistake people make is that they think learning just occurs in school. Learning is like life in general. You should always be learning, always. Whether you should always be learning about how to improve your technique, how to increase the weight, how to like get better at this, how to get better at that. Everything can get improved. You just need to have an open mind to realize this. Now, basically that's the whole video. If you do want to join the community, it's the first thing in the description. It's still being built right now, but I promise you, this community is gonna be fucking great. I'm gonna have my all put into this. All my effort is gonna go into this, and I want it to be a place where you can come in and you can just ask for advice, and you can get advice. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.